brain tells me.
Niall sticking with his realism there. So, we got Roids here on the attacking side in the south, and GX second team defending in the north. Yeah, very standard lineup here, nothing really that special. GX bringing the 268 version 4 that we saw before, mostly to hold the 2-line there, and 2-line's actually going very aggressive. We've seen that before now.
Yeah, so we can see immediately, this is what I mentioned earlier with the aggressive play in the middle, where you've got the 2 lights on the 1-2 line, backed up by a couple of guys, but a lot of mediums in the middle. And this is going to be a very aggressive play from GX2. They're going to take the fight to Roids immediately from the start of the game and try and make some early picks on the center positions and potentially on the 2 line. As you can see, one of the lights actually going straight down the 2 line. He's going to be supported by all the guys in the middle. This is going to be crucial now if he can spot out Papa in that light, but he's not, and he's going down. They've only spotted the 1 light tank. They spotted a couple of guys in the middle, but this push is a suicide for their light tank.
Oh, Papa Pavian actually also got spotted there. I don't know why he actually moved. Was he afraid?
Oh, Kaiser getting spotted too, and he's going down for it. He's definitely going down for that, and he drops. This light is still not dead. This is really important now for GX2. That's a nice opening for them. They've got HP, they've got a tank in position, and they have the light still alive.
Oh, now they are using Papa Pavian to YOLO rush him. He doesn't high roll, but still gets the kill, and he should be more or less safe there. Or am I wrong there? But I think he should survive unless he gets splashed by Artie now. He's down to a 1-shot, still alive.
So we can see Roids still has a lot of tanks out of the fight on the 0 line that aren't really committed. GX has all of their fighting vehicles here that they're actually trying to push in right now. They're going down the 1 line, they're pushing into the 3 line as well. This is going to be very important now to see the execution of this, because they need their timing to be very good, because Roids has a crossfire here. It's going to be very difficult to break that. They need to have good coordination between the players.
Yeah, just right here in the VZ, the only really defensive anchor there. He has a good position, but he's gonna get pinned down by Artie, and also when he gets spotted, I think he can get shot from the middle, and GX taking the aggression straight to Roids here, something I really did not expect, and I think I see the advantage going for to GX here.
Yeah, they're certainly pressing an advantage now as they clear out the K2 position. Jostra dying on this position, as well as the guys in the middle from Roids have been knocked out. This is not looking good for them because they're losing all the positions. Really nice play from GX so far. They're slowly going to kill Shockish now as he gets spotted, and they've cleared out the 1-2 line. This is offering them a lot of control right now because they control the last few tanks from Roids that are on this side of the map that are going to go down eventually. Roids is stuck on the rail with their other 907s. RT's actually made it over, which is important that they keep that artillery alive, and the T100 going through the north as well is actually possibly going to spot out the 2 RTs from GX. That can be a game winner if he knocks those out in G1.
Yeah, the counter push here from Roids is the only correct way to answer that push on the 1 line from GX. So they have moved the 907s over the rails, the T100 Camille, they're going very aggressively, and he's gonna spot the RTs anytime soon. Kong GC already getting spotted, and this looks very, very close. And I think Roids has sort of an opening here as long as Camille is alive.
Yeah, this is going to go right down to the wire right now. GX doing a repush on the 1 line as they pull everything back, realizing the threat in the north posed by that light being uncontested, so they're going to contest him and also fight Roids in the middle, who have actually committed too far. Stefan getting pushed out there by 3 GX 907s, and as well Barry is going to get pushed out as well, and that's going to leave just 2 tanks from Roids on the north. They're running low on HP. GX has twice their HP right now, and they're pushing out their last positions.
So this is something I didn't expect. What happened here for Roids? I mean, the opening was pretty okay. They spotted the light out and killed him almost immediately, or got him down to low HP. But after that, things just started to go downhill further and further for Roids.
Yeah, GX had a nice push here. I actually quite like the way they did it. Their light wasn't particularly fortunate. He took a lot of damage and he had to drop down, but he stayed alive, and that was the key thing there. So it's just going to be the last 2 guys in the corner here getting killed, and that's going to be immediately my prediction wrong, but I'll take that. I'll take that because it's going to make this game a hell of a lot more interesting. GX actually taking the first round against Roids here on Prokhorovka, but remember they still have another Prok round. Prok is pretty standard map, and then they have Himmels to get through as well. But that means that we're actually going to go to the 3rd map for this as well, which obviously we weren't really expecting.
Nice.
Yeah, but the key thing there on the 1 line push was the light got spotted, he went down, but Kaizu got spotted in the back. Even though I said they wouldn't take them, we see them there anyway. Zaf and Insane in the GCs. They're obviously going to locate in A2 and A6 more than likely, but taking those 2 GCs, it's obvious they're not going to go for a very aggressive play in the beginning. I mean, they have the 2 lights, they have the bat chat and stuff like that, but generally when you have the 2 RTs, you don't want to go too aggressive. The key thing would be the lights. So we can see actually the 2 lights are going on the 1-2 line. Perhaps they do want to play a bit aggressive with their 907s, try and make some sort of opening pick. That's been very much the theme so far this tournament, and we are not really seeing that, but we are seeing a lot of 907s on the 2 line, and that's also quite important. It means they're completely ignoring the east. They send only their Batchat, probably to spot on the D8 position. Maybe he goes to spot in the hill. We see the arties split in one side each, but a large 2 commitment right now from Roids.
I always get very mixed feelings when I see a majority of tanks grouping up on a 1-2 line. Reminds me of the old Kazna times and their infamous
just in the opposite direction.
1-2 line pushes, yeah, on the 2 line. But Kame here being very aggressive. And is he gonna spot out the 268 version for him?
This is a very nice spot from Camille, that he's gotten to this position without a spot. He's giving Roids all the information they need right now on whether to actually commit on this push or not. As you can see, actually GX has a lot of tanks on the other side of the map. Their 2 line isn't very strong. If Roids were to do an instant push right now, it could work out very well for them.
The bad thing is Camille didn't spot the 2684 in the corner and is probably gonna get caught off guard here. I mean, he has all the support he needs. And he got spotted, but he managed to drop into safety, still on full HP.
Yeah, he's supported right now by all the Roids snipers. He's getting all the information right now that they need. Roids needs to make an instant decision now about how they're going to play this. They're going to drop into the dip, or are they going to continue to push out the 1 line? It's going to be really important, as they're supported by only 2 IS-7s in the mid. They haven't got a huge amount of crossfire. Everything hinges on this 1 line push.
Yeah, so now it really comes down to how well can Roids focus their fire and how quickly they can take out this 268 version 4, because obviously they are stuck in a very bad crossfire here. Also depends on how much damage the arties can do here in that moment. And I think Roids needs to get also a bit more aggressive in the middle, because at the moment I think the mediums on the 1-2 line are even getting shot in the back by the IS-7s, if I see that correctly.
That was a really nice setup there from GX, putting that 268 in the corner. It bought them so much time while they were managing to farm HP off the Roids 2 line push. All these 907s now just trading out with each other. HP going down at the same time. Kaizu on the hill getting double attacked by 2 GX tanks, so he's going to go down most likely. So everything is hinging on this 1-2 line push. There's no arties to kill for GX, or for Roids to kill, so that's also going to be a wall of attrition for them to break through.
Yeah, no, finally we see some aggression from the Roids guys in the middle. I've been waiting for that move with the IS-7 and the Super Conqueror. They need to kill the heavies somehow, but I think now it's too late.
There's not a lot of HP left right now for GX. They lost the fight in the 2 line, and that's important because they're going to lose even more HP right now with the Super Conk and the IS-7 on the G and the F lines. They're going to die very quickly, and they've got a Super Conk on F9. I don't know what he's doing over there. He shouldn't have really been on the hill. He's too slow. Tank going down there from GX. It just leaves one of them in the middle. He's going to go down very shortly after this, and there's just too much HP on Roids right now for GX to realistically come back from.
Yeah, again, we need to highlight the importance of the 1-2 line fight here in this match, because this is what it really came down to in the end. I mean, Roids managed to take the 1-2 line and then kill the heavies in the crossfire there. And Niall, imagine if they didn't win the 1-2 line, if they lost that fight, I guess they would have really had a hard time coming back.
I wouldn't have even had a hard time. I think it would have been lost completely if they lost that 1 line. That was where their main commitment was. They had all their Wheezies, they had their 907s down there. That's where all their HP was. They just had a couple of Super Conks and IS-7 in the mid, which aren't particularly useful in the late game. So Roids coming back there, they had a strong push, but I think the only reason they actually won that is just due to the better trading abilities by the players on the 2 line. I think they were actually in a worse position. You know, they were stuck in a crossfire. If GX is maybe coordinated between each other a little better, hit more shots. Have a look now.
How many types are we gonna see on this Himmelsdorf match? Usually the old meta was crap ton of types, but only 1 type 5 in this match. Do I see that correctly?
Sorry, Mayland, I thought this was a family-friendly stream. I won't be accepting any sort of vulgar language like that again. I hope you wash your mouth out after the stream. And we'll have no more about it. So we'll have to see here how Roids plays this now, starting on the south, GX there in blue on the north.
Yeah, interesting pick there. AMX 13105. Oh no, never mind, I'm mistaken. That's a bad shit. Of course.
Yeah, they look very similar on the icons, but you'd never pick an AMX.
Yeah, I was just wondering why they would pick an AMX. So, fairly standard opening by Roids, taking the middle control. Actually, not that standard, taking a very aggressive approach on the rails there with the 430U in 277s, moving up. This looks like Roids is expecting an aggressive move from GX over the rails.
This is a very kind of reactionary play. They've spread themselves out quite a lot. They've got 50Bs and Batchat and a Super Conk actually going up the hill, which is really nice for holding that as well. At the same time, they've got all their 277s on the 1-2 line. It's actually their middle that is not necessarily weak, but it's their middle which is the bit that they're neglecting a bit on their defense. They weren't really expecting this play through the middle, even though, you know, GX could have done that. They have a lot of Wheezies, they have a lot of 277s, so this is going to be a very reactionary fight. We're going to need some fights over the positions, and that's going to see... Oh, we can actually see that movement already with the Wheezies from GX on the 8 line.
Yeah, so 8 line... Roids very passive there. They don't have any spots yet, no info. They're gonna see that push coming as soon as the I7 from the middle spots them, which is right about now. And you can already see Zafar pulling back with the type, and there should be tanks coming down from the hill immediately to support Zafar and Ilian in the 277 there.
Yeah, this is we've seen this in the previous tournament as well, pushing into a three-way crossfire. As we can see, Zaf has moved back, Ilian has moved back in the 277, and there's actually nobody to push from the 8 line. If GX was to go forward, they'd be pushing into a massive big crossfire, and they'd take all the damage. Yeah,
this cannot work. Even Shock is there with the S-Conk sitting on top of the hill, just waiting. The 50B now also has pulled back, and I think GX has realized that by this time, and they're going for the obvious 2-3 line push on the rails, but I think Roids is also ready for that.
That's into another crossfire. Unfortunately for GX, this is going to be very tough. They're going to need to kind of centralize their forces and make a coordinated push, and you can see them actually doing that. They're moving into the 3 line. They're trying to join up with their guys in the 8 line and break through the center of the Roids defense, which, as we mentioned, was a little bit weaker. But the problem is, now Roids is on the hill. It's been, you know, 3 minutes into the game. They're set up, they're in their positions, and they're going for a massive big crossfire. You can see the HP just falling off GX at the moment. They're down, you know, 10k HP at this point, and on Himmelsdorf, that's really tough.
Yeah, the crossfire is just way too strong. I mean, now that GX got through the crossfire, they're 10,000 hit points down. Yeah, which is already very crucial at that point. And I mean, now they kinda completed that push, but they're in a crossfire once again.
Yeah, this was just a good reactionary play from Roids. You could see as soon as they spotted out the push, they moved their guys back, so there was no one available to get pushed out by GX and other Wheezies in the 8 line. Just made them completely ineffective, and then GX didn't really know what to do, and you can see the big repush now from Roids as they all scramble in to farm some damage. Ilian there on that position with 2.4. You can see he was one of the key targets that should have been pushed, and the amount of damage that he does in return for that, for not being pushed, that's a game changer.
Yeah, you can just see how crucial it is, or how bad it gets if you try to push the 8 line against a team like Roids, having so much experience on that map. I mean, 8 line push, even in randoms, it's kind of a standard move. Yeah. So in a competitive format, every team, or at least Roids or an experienced team,
if you want to do a push down the center of the map like that, it's going to have to be from the beginning. You can't do it 2.5 minutes into the game.
It has to be blind.
They're going to be set up.
Yeah, it has to be blind that you just have to hope for really bad position.
But it would have been a lot better than what they did, which was wait like 2-3 minutes. So we'll have to see. You know, you're going to see either the positional type of game on Himmels, or you're going to see the instant game where teams just clash into each other, or you see a long kind of drawn out 6-minute gaining positions, trying to win over the hill slowly, trying to win over the 1-2 line with slow pushes, or you see like a, you know, an instant clash from the beginning. So we'll have to see how that one is going. GX here, 1 round against Roids, 2 starting from the south in red and Roids in the north in blue.
Yeah, again, no early commitment there by Roids. I think I wasn't mistaken when I was hoping for a
big
hill play here. Yeah, I mean, Roids just gonna move up the counter play, or the obvious play.
Actually.
Yeah, the obvious play here, actually from both teams. Yeah, GX sorta also trying to take the hill, and I think if we look at the hill, just the way it's made, then the defending team has an advantage here.
Yeah, the south side has the ramp where they can move tanks back and forth without spots, and you know, they can go back safely. From the north side, Roids actually has to commit if they put tanks up there, and they have to get farmed, and
can
they
even
have to get
play held down.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you have something like a super conk that is a really, really strong holding position. So it's going to be very crucial to see what this Batchat actually spots out. Camille's job right now is going to be to push that Batchat back. That's why you can see him peeking right now. He's pushing the Batchat back, and this is really important because he's not spotting. Camille actually has the shot advantage. He could kill him here, and there's going to be no information on the Roids vehicles going up the hill. They're actually spotted right now, but there's very little damage on them. They're able to get all the guys up with full HP. The Bat's low. Camille's also low, so the Bats have traded each other out, and the info is certainly on Roids' side right now.
Yeah, if we count tanks here on the minimap, then we see that Roids has 11 tanks on the hill, which clearly gives them the advantage. And now we see the big push here, Roids doing the correct thing, going from the lower side of the hill and now surrounding GX completely. The 277 there, game developer doing a big mistake by trying to push up. Roids perfect execution here of how you should push the hill. You just push the lower side first, then you take the upper side and completely surround GX and set them into a deadly crossfire.
Yeah, the GX 50B's done their clips right now, and all of the GX Wheezies are getting swarmed from about 5 different tanks all simultaneously, farming them down from every angle. That's going to be a complete slaughter against them up there. They didn't have spots on enough of the Roids vehicles, and they made a commitment actually, and that was the wrong move. They should have held back, let Roids try and make some sort of push on them and defend against it. Instead they went forward and they got farmed in a massive big crossfire. Brilliant to watch, brilliant execution there from Roids. Very nice crossfire, and now they just have to secure the round. As we can see, Stefan actually finishing off the 50B, chasing him down with just 40 HP remaining for himself.
Yeah, I was also waiting or kind of wondering why there is no counter push from GX on the lower side of the, I mean not on the hill, on the lower side of the map. There was no movement from those heavies, but I mean, again, if we consider the fact that the Type 5 has a maximum speed of like, what, 20, he's not gonna go anywhere anytime quickly, or any quick. So yeah, Roids coming down now from the hill and just cleaning everything up. This is over for
the tanks were actually fairly evenly balanced on the lower side, so it was very difficult for GX to make any sort of a play on that low side, and obviously the Roids vehicles are going to be expecting a push, so they were set up very defensively. The key thing was just the way the engagement on the hill worked. You know, you had the GX tanks all push one side, but you had Roids split between two. That just gives them immediate advantage with the crossfire, and you can see Roids just cleaning up the last little bit of damage to add the third feather to their hat, and all they need is 4. Remember, it's a best of 7, and we'll be going into Sand River now. Just like, they can't break through that sort of a tactic, so we'll have to see how it works out.
Okay, so one fact speaking for the boost here is definitely Fairway. He is playing
100%,
and he's in the 907,
yeah.
So that gives away a lot. But we can only see 3 other 907s. So they
I think you can do it with 4. 4 total is what's required to get 1 up, from my memory. I don't think you need 5.
But the initial move here by Roids doesn't look like they're gonna attempt the boost. Probably also a bit of a mind game here.
Yeah.
They probably expect GX, or GX probably expects Roids to boost there, and this is not happening, and we instead have a very standard opening. Most of the Roids guys going south, probably not that aggressively, and both the light tanks spreading out all over the map.
Yeah, it's unusual that you wouldn't really see any tanks from the eastern side going north, so that actually tells you a lot that Roids probably wants to play aggressive on the K line, and they're going to meet the main GX force there, as they're doing the exact same. So we're probably going to see a lot of action on the south side, a lot to watch out for. These 2 907s in the middle as well, one of them getting spotted out as well. That's a little bit of information from Roids, and there's actually a huge spot out there on H1 by the light from Roids. Yeah, I think it's Camille. That's really, really big information right now.
Oh, he is even sitting up there unspotted. This is...
That's a really important spot, right? He's got the whole force from GX spotted. That's big information from Roids, because now they can pick and choose on how they want to do their engagement. Do they want to connect with them, or do they want to go back? And the answer is they want to connect.
It's Roids. They're not going to sit back and let GX take over, so they are pushing aggressively. 907's probably not the best tanks to move in first, as they have no gun depression and not the best armor, but the heavies, they are following up there. The VZs are going to have a really good time there, and also Carryberry already with
actually a push. Look at the push from 907s from GX. They're going over the ridgeline right now, just completely jumping on the Roids tanks. So this goes down to individual player skill of who can do the better focus, and I think this has been poorly timed from GX. Their heavies pulled back at the same time as their 907s went in. These guys are going to drop really quickly, and this can actually go really well from Roids. They're getting a big HP advantage off this, 7k at the moment, and they can now press their advantage.
Roids is doing the correct thing here, just falling back a bit, so they are safe from the heavies at least, and focusing out the targets one by one. Really good, showing off their experience again, and showing off the focus fire, and just the meaning of a good crossfire once again. And this is already over.
Yeah, it's already over. You're starting to sound a bit like me now, calling the match as it goes down. But I mean, what can you say when you're 7-8k HP against 18k? And I actually really liked this push from GX. The idea was really nice. It was the timing that completely let them down. They went over the ridge instantly with the mediums. You actually need to go with them second. You need to push with the heavies first, because the heavies have a lot more HP. They have less DPM. They need to be the ones soaking all of the Roids shells. But instead, one of their 907s soaked everything. He goes down instantly. He does 1 shot, maybe 2, and that's just the slippery slope of where it goes after that.
Yeah, and actually that push would have worked, because if we looked at the tank positions from Roids there, they had like 5 tanks completely out of the game.
Yeah.
Being RDs, being light tank, the STRV also